What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Stranded Deep, where I've been sailing east in like this haze for a while. Like a long while. Our health is actually looking kind of bad right now. It's been about 10 minutes of me sailing to the east, just in the direction. You know what this reminds me of, though? It reminds me of here in California, we have brush fires and like fires out in the hills and like forest fires and stuff. And I lived in an area where the whole place was constantly burning down. Like every single summer. Like you'd think somebody would get on this somehow and like we'd come up with a solution for this. But the entire universe would like burn down pretty specifically right around the July period. And this is what the city would look like for a couple days when it was especially bad. Hey, we found ourselves an island in the fog. Island in the fog. You gotta get the squeals in there, like the Zach Wild squeals. Damn it. I keep getting... So I'm stuck underwater right now. I don't know if you all realize this, but... yeah, stuck underwater with a shark that is presumably right behind us. It has something to do with when sharks zone into the area or something. I'm not really sure precisely how it works, but the shark music is always on when it kicks me off the raft like that. I don't know. I think the sharks are using their secret telekinetic powers in order to defeat me. But there's like this weird blood water thing going on right now too, where it's all like red underneath the water. I don't know. It's a tad terrifying. I'm not sure what this strange blood tide is that's happening, but it definitely sets me off my comfort. It sets me off my comfort for realsies. We may never find our way home, but for right now, we will explore. We will explore, we will find the things that are necessary in order for us to survive. And so back to, you know, coconut farming, which seems to be a very, very large portion of our resume at this point. I'd be like, well, here is my resume. I will have you know that I spend a lot of time just, you know, chopping down coconut trees and making stuff out of the refuse. It's a thing that I do. I watch too many survival shows, and now the universe has caused me to fall onto an island where I have to put all of these things in motion, and they are actually quite large and dense. It's not so easy to get them moving. Oh, it broke the... Yes! That was like the proverbial island hole-in-one right there. I just hit a coconut with another coconut and broke them both in half. Yes. Absolutely. So pro right now. So pro. Really happy about it. Really happy about it. I always thought that there should be a competitor to the GoPro called the So Pro. I feel like that. They might get sued, but damn, would that be a good ad campaign? We're like, psh, you've seen the GoPro. Now get with the So Pro, because it's so pro. And then all you would need is Snoop Dogg dancing like super high out of his mind, talking about how pro it is. And that's the product right there. It's done. I mean, if people will buy Beats headphones, people buy anything, because those things are terrible. Like, there's no excuse for Beats headphones. And yet people keep flying off the shelves. Keep flying off the shelves. Regardless of the fact that they are just awful. Hey, you get out of here. I'm going to litter you on the side of this mountain because I can, for I am man, and it is within my dominion to do so. And you shall suffer what you must, and I will do what I can. Let's see, have we been here before? We have not. That makes me pretty happy. I'm going to eat this coconut while we look at this flashlight right here. I don't know if I should carry coconut around with me. I'm kind of thinking that I should, just in case I get lost like on another island like I did before. How do I get up on here? This is... Alright, we're going to have to use our engineering skills to prop up yet another tree to make this work. It's okay, though. We're going to work first, and then we're going to make the tree work. He's like, well, technically you're killing me right now. Like, you realize that what you're doing is like a permanent thing for me. Like, I never come back from this. Whereas you, nothing negative occurs to you at all when you do this. I'd be like, yeah, that's the best situation at all. Obviously, you don't understand how this works, tree. Like, the thing that, you know, doesn't affect me at all, but benefits me from your destruction, not really. Hey, antibiotics. We can fix one of our problems. There we go. So, problem fixed. We no longer have bubble arm. That's pretty cool. I like my arm not being all bubbly and disgusting, so that'll work out for a little bit. Is there... I don't suppose that there's a below deck portion of this ship. There's going to be a box up here, though, right? Did I already loot this? It looks like I already tried. This ladder is like the jankiest ladder on Earth. Like, seriously. It does not like working at all. Instead, oh look, a 5th pair of goggles to shove on my face. That'll work out for right now. Let's get off the boat. We got everything from over here. I will more than likely just ditch the antibiotics. It's not even that big of a deal. We don't need them. We'll leave the machete. The flashlight might be useful in just a minute, so I'm going to hold on to it for just the time being. Just the time being. And then once we have placated the time being, we shall continue. When I was sailing across the ocean, there was like that weird red effect that we got. I could see the bottom of the ocean while we were sailing around. There was a lot of wrecks down there. Like, seriously, a lot of wrecks. Strangely enough, another machete. That sounds pretty good. Our axe is not going to break for a while, though, so I would personally stay away from carrying too many of these things around with us. How are our stats looking? We're regenerating a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. Let's... Looks like we got some more goodies out there. I think it's worth investigating. I think it's probably worth investigating. I mean, we've got a lot of things thus far that have not been worth investigating, but we can give it a go. It's not hurting my feelings at all. We did have to detour slightly to get to this island, so I'm worried now that I've thrown off my trajectory, and now we'll never be able to go home again. But honestly, we're at the end of the series anyway, so The house is good enough at this point. It's acceptable in quality. We just need to get ourselves cured and find a whale. I don't know how many whales there are on the map. I used to have a teacher that would get, like, legitimately mad at you if you didn't say "hua" before you did WH words. She'd be like, no, it's pronounced whale and which. And I'd be like, no, I don't think that it is. You're being a little bit pedantic right now. And frankly, when you pronounce a word like that, it makes you sound kind of like a dunce. Like, if nothing else, you sound really, really pretentious. Like, a whale, really? We're looking at a whale. Let me go, hey, Charles, I'm gonna go get my golf club so that I can look at a whale while I play golf. Let's go ahead and throw that in there. And shit loot. And bad loot. I'm gonna keep, like, giving myself oxygen because I have an addiction going at this point. What is up with all these repeat items that we keep getting? You see what I mean? Like, sometimes there's, like, a pole over here. Like, there's a couple different, like, graphics for these things. Like, occasionally there's, like, a pole, and occasionally there's some other stuff. I don't think there's anything down here. I'm gonna take a look around just in case. By the way, somebody had told me previously that the oxygen is bugged. It totally is. Like, you can essentially use it, like, as many times as you want. Well, that ship was a bust. Is there anything else going on out here? I don't see anything. Damn. Alright, well, what direction are we facing right now? So east is that way. Okay. Well, let's go. We still got stuff to do. The sun is setting behind us. I hate it when the sun gets to set. I like to set. That's my job when I play volleyball. But off in this direction, I think we'll find ourselves a new island. Just keep on looking. That's all we can do at this point. I feel like I should just have like a montage of sad trucker music in the background. Because that's what I feel like right now. I feel like a very sad trucker who just can't find morphine to get super, super high and fix my broken arm. In all honesty, I would probably recommend not taking the types of drugs that would put you on your ass while in a survival situation. Typically, you're within like 12 to 16 hours of dying at like any given time once you're away from society. And so, seeing as drugs do have kind of a long duration, avoid the intoxicants for a little bit. Avoid the intoxicants. I used to go to a horse ranch for a little while to work in the summers. And like the horses would get super, super drunk off apples. So the apples would fall on the ground and they would rot. And they would like ferment just like laying on the ground, and the horses would eat them and get super shit-faced. We used to have the same problem with birds in our backyard. The birds, there were these particular berries that grew on certain bushes, and they would ferment after a while. And the birds, we would have like a rash outbreak of birds like crashing into the side of our house and dying. Essentially getting like F.U.Is. That sounds like the sort of thing, like the officer's like, sir, I'm going to have to give you a DUI. Well, you, Ossifer, I'm going to have to give you an F.U.I. And he's like, sir, I'm going to need you to step out of the car. Sir, stop resisting. Pucka, pucka, pucka. Ah! Next thing you know, we're all on the news. Nobody's happy. There's riots. Oh, well. What could you do? What could you do? He said, I'm going to give you an F.U.I. That's amazing. Oh, man. I kind of want to test it out, but I'm pretty sure it'll get me nightsticked. I sort of want to test it out. There's like this deep, dark, little sarcastic asshole inside of me that kind of wants to test it out, but I'm pretty sure my nightstick intake will increase by like 900%. At the bare minimum. My hope is that the officer would laugh about it. He'd be like, I'd laugh about it if I was a cop. As long as you weren't dickish about it. Like, drunk people are hilarious. I have a low tolerance for drunk people, though. I've noticed that over the... Whoa. Yeah, that's a little bit weird. Alright, never mind. I need to... Weird things are happening in the sky, and I must stare at them, for I have the brain of a goldfish. You ever see your goldfish just, like, hanging out on the side of the bowl, just, like, staring at a light source? Just like, the light. It pleases Goldie. Bring forth more light for Goldie. I can't really... That was my goldfish's name. It wasn't. My first one was Snowflake, because he was kind of like a white goldfish. He was classy. He was real classy. Snowflake the white goldfish. He had like a blinged out grill and everything. He's like, he'd show you his grill all the time. He was the white goldfish. The white goldfish. I'm talking about not like, you know, ethnically white gold. I'm talking about like white gold, like the gold that is white. Like the metal. The white version of normal gold, like white gold. Or, yeah, white goldfish. get dealt with, son. He was pretty gangster about it. I used to come home, he'd be having like super wild parties with all the other goldfish from the neighborhood. How the hell they got in between all the bowls, I'm not really sure. No idea how they got in between all the bowls. They managed that one through some feat of like magical fish engineering, but I never figured it out. They were smarter than me, and I was willing to admit it. I'm gonna try and make a bed right now because I'm blind and I can't see in the darkness, and that makes me sad. I'm gonna stop clicking so furiously as well because I feel like it annoys my viewers, and so my goal is not to annoy you. My goal is to please you with tummy rubs and bad jokes about F.U.Is. Oh, God. You know, when I go through, I try to name my episodes, and the way that I do it is I try and, like, I flick through the episode about 30 seconds at a time until I hear myself saying something that I find to be, like, reasonably funny. And if I can't find it, it's like, I gotta sit there and watch, like, the whole episode until something funny happens. If I fail to capitalize on the F.U.I right here as a episode title, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed with myself. I will be definitely disappointed. Let's continue to chop. Just chop, chop, chopping away. That's what we do right now. That's what we do. Trying to fashion myself into somewhat of like the Rob Dyrdek of YouTube. Like, I know my personality is a lot for some people, but I feel like my shenanigans are pretty entertaining. Like, I feel as though if you were to give me a fantasy factory... By the way, Rob Dyrdek is the perfect example of, like, it shows that if you have enough money, people will let you get away with, like, whatever you want for long periods of time. You could drive around Los Angeles in, like, a ridiculous trailer that you've kitted out for heavy metal shows and just, like, annoy bystanders. Like, if you have enough money, you could do whatever you want. Nobody calls you on it. They're just like, it's Rob Dyrdek. He does shenanigans. That's what he does. It's like his thing, just shenanigans. He doesn't do particular, like, skits or anything. It's just shenanigans. Where did I put the ropes? I feel like I've had, like, a real malfunction right now. And we need lashings. Are those them right there? Yay, lashings! I found you. That could have been a fairly major, like, organizational... It could have failed as badly. An organizational fail right there is what it almost was. Let's get ourselves to sleep, and we'll continue going to the east. But this place actually looks like it has a lot of stuff for us to peruse. Seeing as we're getting ahead of, like, one problem versus another right now. I'm going to throw you on the ground because I don't need you right now. Let's drink up on some water for right now. Get ourselves nice and refilled on our aquatic beverages. And then we'll get out of here. Aquatic beverages makes it sound like something has been swimming around in your drink, though. You ever had floaties in your drink when you get it from, like, a location? I had a friend get a toenail in his burrito one time from this one Mexican restaurant. It's a place... I shouldn't slander like this. I shouldn't... But it happened. It was a real thing that happened. And so, you know... Anyways, let's get back to the point here. My brain is racing looking for connections and funny things to say, but yeah. Found a toenail up inside a burrito. And honestly, I think we just need a moment of silence for it. Like, I don't even think it's something that we should joke about. Just like the sheer just shock and misery of finding a toenail in your burrito. Aren't you getting a little close to the shore right now, man? I know you guys are known for your work with water, but you might be trying to expand out to land. I'm going to break this one the old school way just to annoy the people that tell me that I could throw it up in the air. Yeah, you like that? People that like it when I throw things up in the air? You like that? Did it make you twitch a little bit? I feel like it did. I think I could feel you cringing off in the distance. Just, you could have thrown that. Now your axe is degrading. Your axe is degrading. I can't deal with this right now. What is this over here? Clipping. Or I'm sorry, not clipping. Draw distance. Let me look upon this boat that I might go up inside of it. Are you ready, boat? Are you? Here I come. Here I come. Oh, that's not a very good boat. This one's got a torch in it. Why does it call one of them a flashlight and one of them a torch? I guess the mag light? I would rather have a mag light than one of these big flashlights right here. I don't know. These big flashlights remind me of the cheap ones that you get from, like, Walmart that are, like, $11. And eventually, like, the battery won't sit right in it anymore. And it, like, rattles around and makes a bunch of noise, like the spring for the battery. Starts getting all clanky and weird. And then at that point, you're just like, I don't even feel like dealing with this anymore right now. I think that if we go back out to the west, there was a couple of boats out here. And since our goal right now is to get super awesome magical loot... That's what the game needs. It needs an Easter egg that's like a sword of cleaving +5 that never breaks and you can chop down trees with it. The sword of tree chopping. I don't know. You'd have to find like some world and some lore though where it would have to tie into somebody's book or something. Is there a book where somebody gets like a sword of tree chopping? This book needs to get made, everybody. We need to come together and make this happen. I love the water effects. That effect right there, where the water goes blue to green because the light is refracting through it. Oh, it looks amazing. I love it. I love that effect because that's what the ocean looks like when you're like out and on it. I know we sailed right past some bubble spots when we came into this island. I know that we did. They were like right over here somewhere. Yeah, we're kind of far out. We're a little far out right now. Let's go back this way. And if we see it, we see it. And if we don't, we don't. I want to see a whale right now so I can sing my super awesome whale song adventure song. It's a little redundant, but it's a good song. It's a really, really good song. Like, I've got like 5 verses now. And I was thinking about getting a MIDI and playing piano on it. And it was going to be like an Elton John tribute to the blue whale friend that I never had in life. I think everybody needs a blue whale friend. Put it in their pool. I used to think about when I was a kid, like how awesome it would be to have a dolphin in my pool. Now, as an adult, knowing how like sexual dolphins are and how generally just like sexually unpleasant a dolphin can be, I don't think I would want one in my pool any longer. But at the same time, dolphins are kind of cool. I don't know. That shark right there is going to try and wreck my business. Yeah, you saw that right there? He just got hit by our propeller. We were just a bad boater. We just manateed that thing. I feel like at night there was a lot of like bubble spots around this place. And now like the second... Get out of here. The propeller should hurt him. I think the propeller should hurt the shark. It should teach him a lesson for being such a douche. Just being such a shark douche. Alright, well I'm going to the east then. Y'all can't control me like this. Y'all can't control me like this. If I'm not going to be able to see the bubbles anymore. But yeah, developers, increase the bubble range. Like seriously, you can't see bubbles worth shit anymore unless it's nighttime. Which means that essentially you have to nighttime dive now, which is really, really dangerous. I didn't bring a flashlight with me either. So, you know, first world problems. Does it still count as a first world problem if you can't find a flashlight to go night diving if you're on like a desert island, but if you're from the first world? Like, how does that work? Do we lose our first world status now that we're in this situation? Or do we maintain the first world problems? Like, can I still complain about my iPhone not being charged even though we're on a desert island? Is that a thing that I'm still allowed to do and then say first world problems afterwards like it makes it all go away? I don't know if I can give up complaining about dumb shit just because we're on a desert island. I mean, I've got a lot of complaints about a lot of dumb stuff. I feel like it's probably, complaining is like one of those skills where on my character sheet, I've got a lot of points put into it. I try not to do it on the channel, but you all know, every now and again something irks me. Oh, there is something right here. There is something right here. There is also a huge-ass shark over there. And I don't know if I want to go like underwater diving while this shark is around. No, I said to turn off. Here, I'm going to turn you off. Alright. So you stay right here. I'm going to be right back. We have oxygen, so deep sea diving shouldn't be too bad. Oh, this wreck sucks. This wreck is weak. This wreck has no game whatsoever. Hard case, you got anything for me? I bet I can't even get to the loot in here. Yeah, I can't even get to the loot right now. I can't even get to the loot. It looks like, I don't know, like a box full of bubbles or something. Maybe if I can, like, maybe get this to work. Well, that, dear sir or madam, is a frustration. That causes me many varying degrees of sadness. Let's continue to the east, shall we? I was excited about that. We've never been deep wreck diving, and so I was ready to get myself wrecked on a deep wreck. Ooh, our stats are looking really good right now. These BP watches, this BP watch is doing pretty well. How long have we survived? 26 days? Oh my god. We've been alive for a long time out here. Like, surviving for a month in this environment is no slouch. Like, this dude would be teaching life lessons for the remainder of his life on this sphere. Like, I bet SportsMart and Sports Chalet and all those places would be like, hey, you want to teach our survival class? And nobody would be able to hold a candle to this guy. I'd be like, yeah, I survived 30 days on desert islands with a compass, just riding. I built a motor out of parts that I found in the bottom of the ocean. Just mill that around for a second. Just in your head, mill that around. Just for a minute. Just for a minute or two. Let the reality of that situation. I dove down onto ships, scavenged their parts, and then made a super awesome engine. I mean, all things are possible. If we can make an engine, what's to stop us from making a chainsaw, for example? Because a chainsaw, not too much different than just like an engine. That's basically all it is like a little two-stroke motor with a chain attached to it that's wound around the front end of like a big bar of metal. All of these things, I think we can make it work. It wouldn't be the most like safety-approved object, but damn, would it be badass. You want to fight a shark with a chainsaw? I want to fight a shark with a chainsaw. What you got for me? Toolbox, duct tape? Alright, I'll take it for right now. Don't need it. Don't need it, don't want it, can't have it, but we'll continue. I should probably look around for Wilson or something, right? Everybody wants me to find Wally or Wilson or whatever it calls him in this game. I found him in my stream. We found like 5 Wilsons in the first stream, and then I've never seen another one again. Additionally, I found the Dead X box, but I think that was on camera, but we couldn't loot it yet. Now the Dead X box is actually lootable. Not like in a you get treasure out of it sort of way, but like you could pick it up and you can bring it back as a decoration to inspire you to go back to doing like whatever it is that you were doing before this. I like to think that our character had some kind of like fiscal future outside of all this. Like some reason to make it back to the world. If you got nothing right now, like if your only reason to make it back to the real world is just to like go back to working at Walmart, I'd find it real hard. I think I'm just going to lay here on the sand until I die of emaciation. I can't go back to Walmart. I can't do it. I can't do it. Don't make me. Please don't make me. Alright, let's ride. Let's ride. We're going to go straight to the east, which means we're probably going to ignore that island over there because it's a little bit off to the side. And I think that our heading has already been slightly bumped. I've got a bruise from the previous heading change, and we're kind of like off the side of the raft right now. I hope they add your legs, too, to the game. I like seeing my legs in video games, ever since Left 4 Dead did it. Was Left 4 Dead the first game that let you see your legs? Either way, I love the fact that in that game I could see my legs, and I like games that allow me to look down and see my legs. I see deer bubbles. I see deer bubbles over here, too. Deer bubbles! I see other deer bubbles. Oh, wow, there's a lot of deer bubbles over here. There's like a line of deer bubbles. We might actually finally have struck the mother lode. Everybody talks about the mother lode. Nobody ever talks about the father lode. Daddy getting left out as usual. Daddy getting left out as usual. It is what it is. Nobody remembers Daddy. Everybody writes songs about Mom. Ain't nobody writing songs about Daddy. It's disappointing. It's disappointing, universe. Need more songs about Daddy. Let's see here. I think the bubbles were all on this sandbar over here, although this is probably a bad... This seems like a great way to lose my raft. Maybe I should just kind of like bring it around to wherever I'm diving. How about that? How's that sound? So yeah, we got like a strand of them over here. Let's keep going. Let's see what we can find here. There's another one off in the distance. Oh my god. The random generator over here. Random generator just gave up. It was like, you know what? Just put a bunch of bubbles in a line. I don't care anymore. Let's get this done. I don't feel like dealing with it. I've been generating things all day long. Nobody ever says thank you. Nobody ever even says hello to the random generator. So I'm not going to participate anymore. We have pretty good chances of getting something we want out of here. More antibiotics. A propeller. Engines. Lots and lots of engines. Oh, I thought that fish right there was like a giant death fish coming along to destroy me. I got worried for a second. I was like, no, death fish, it's not my time yet. And he's like, what do you barter? And I was like, Deathfish, please don't take me. And he was like, then bring forth a replacement soul. And so now I got to track down another survivor. We got to have a fight to the death. That's the twist. This game was started out as a survival game, and then it turned into like a Highlander, like who could kill the other people to barter souls with the Deathfish. Down to the bottom we go. I would love it for them to add a dive animation too when you go into the water head first. Just saying. This is that big boat that never has anything for me down here, but we'll give it a look. I'm a little bit worried about the environment, but I think this could be alright. We got a flashlight. Does the flashlight even work under here though? I don't think that it does. I think you gotta like click it when you're up above the water and then dive below, and then it kinda works. Oh good, we're feeling ill again. That's enjoyable. Swimming in water makes you feel ill. I don't know what controls that. It's your body temperature is what it says on the wiki. But let's keep our oxygen level high. We are at the bottom of the ocean right now. Coldness doesn't cause you to get sick. That's like a big misconception. And I've had like full-on discussions with people about it in the comment section where they think that it lowers like your immune system or something like that. Oh shit, the shark. At least he's not in between us and our raft. On the plus side, unless he's behind us, and then that's all kinds of sharky style action that I'm not down for. Yeah, he's behind us. Oh, you little bastard. You little bastard. Yep, he tried to get us with that sharky style right there. Sharky style. Alright, well, I'm going to break off the episode right here. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Stranded Deep. You see how you can see the bottom of the ocean when it's like nasty and foggy like this? It's kind of cool. I kind of dig that. I kind of like it. Anyways, this shark needs to go away before I lose my temper. Yeah! There it is, shark. How you like that? I'll see y'all in the next episode. I'm going to wait for this fog bank to go away, and then we'll figure out something else to do. How you do, everybody?